the 2026 Hyundai Sonata isn't just a facelift, it's a full-on evolution. In a segment where midsize sedans are slowly being pushed to the margins by crossovers, Hyundai just doubled down and said, "No, we're still in the game." And after spending time with the 2026 Sonata, it's clear, this isn't just survival, it's domination. Underneath the slick new skin is a blend of tech, efficiency, and sharp driving dynamics that honestly puts it ahead of many rivals. You're looking at a sedan that doesn't beg for attention with loud gimmicks but wins you over with smart design, balanced performance, and features that would have been luxury exclusive 5 years ago. Now, before we talk specs and tech, let's dive into the design. Because the moment you lay eyes on it, you know this is a different Sonata. The front end is aggressive, modern, and distinct. Hyundai's been playing with its seamless horizon lamp signature across models like the Elantra and Kona, but here on the Sonata, it looks fully realized. The LED light bar stretches across the fascia like a futuristic smirk, while the grille gets more angular and refined. It's like the Sonata put on a tailored suit after spending a few years in business casual. Around back, it's equally sculpted. The rear light design continues the full-width LED treatment, giving the Sonata a wide stance and a planted presence on the road. The whole design language has matured. It's no longer trying to be sporty, it just is. Inside, the transformation is even more dramatic. First off, Hyundai's completely redone the dashboard layout. Gone is the traditional cluster. Instead, you get a 12.3-inch curved display that blends the instrument cluster and infotainment screen into one continuous panel. It's clean, ultra-modern, and shockingly intuitive. Hyundai's new infotainment system CCNC is snappy, minimalistic, and finally feels like it belongs in 2026. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard now, no more weird cable requirements like past models. Voice recognition has been massively improved. Want to turn on the heated seats? Just say the word. Need to set a destination? It gets it right the first time, and fast. The steering wheel is another big change. It's a flat-bottomed, four-spoke design that wouldn't look out of place in a luxury F. Buttons are haptic, which might be polarizing, but they're better executed here than in the Ioniq 5 or GV60. In terms of comfort, Hyundai's using higher quality materials across the board. Soft touch panels, real aluminium accents, and better leather give the cabin a premium edge. Even the base trims feel more upscale than you'd expect. Seating remains comfortable over long drives, with good bolstering in the limited and N-line trims. Rear seat space generous. Adults fit comfortably with legroom to spare, and trunk space is still one of the best in class. Alright, let's talk powertrains. Hyundai's simplified the lineup slightly but kept things interesting. You've got three main choices: the base 2.5-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, the turbocharged 1.6-litre, and the N-Line's 2.5-litre Turbo 4. The base engine pushes out 191 horsepower and 181 pounds-to-feet of torque. It's fine for daily driving, nothing thrilling, but definitely not sluggish. Paired with an 8-speed automatic, shifts are smooth and unobtrusive. If you step up to the turbocharged 1.6-litre, you get 180 horsepower but a much broader torque curve at 195 pounds-to-feet. It doesn't sound like a big bump, but in real-world driving, that low-end torque makes a difference, especially in city traffic and highway merging. But if you're watching this channel, odds are you're curious about the N-Line. That's where things get spicy. The 2.5-litre turbo delivers 290 horsepower and 311 pounds-to-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. And yeah, trips 0 to 60, around 5.3 seconds. And it feels every bit that quick. The N-Line gets suspension tuning that's firmer without being punishing. Hyundai didn't just stiffen it up for the sake of sportiness. It's actually balanced. You get good road feedback without feeling like you're bouncing over expansion joints. Steering is weighty, and while it doesn't offer razor-sharp feedback, it's accurate and responsive. For a front-wheel drive sedan, torque steer is impressively minimal, even when you punch it. Now here's something new for 2026, optional all-wheel drive on select trims. Not available on the N-Line, unfortunately, but on the base and mid-range models, AWD opens up the Sonata to markets with rougher winters or buyers who want that extra grip year-round. It's not a full-time performance system, it's more for stability and all-weather capability, but it's a welcome addition. Fuel economy stays solid across the board. The base engine is rated at around 29 miles per gallon city and 37 miles per gallon highway. The turbo 1.6 drops slightly, and the N-Line, obviously, takes a hit with its performance focus, landing around 23 city and 33 highway. But for nearly 300 horses, that's pretty efficient. Let's pivot to tech and safety because Hyundai always goes heavy here. Every trim comes standard with adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and automatic emergency braking. Highway driving assist too, which combines adaptive cruise and lane centering with limited hands-free capability, is available on upper trims. And it works well. Lane changes are smooth, braking and acceleration feel natural, and the system doesn't ping you constantly like some rivals do. There's also a 360-degree camera system now, which is crisp and super helpful in tight parking situations. Remote smart parking assist, yes, the one where you move your car with the key fob returns as well. It's a gimmick to some, but genuinely useful if someone parks too close. Wireless charging, USB-C port, upgraded Bose audio, over-the-air updates. Hyundai checked all the boxes. And with digital key too, you can now use your iPhone or Android as the key and even share access with other users remotely. So let's get to pricing. The 2026 Sonata starts at around $28,000 for the base, say, climbing up to around $38,000 for the limited and just under $40,000 for the fully loaded N-Line. For what you get in terms of features, performance, and design, it's a solid deal. No, it's not the cheapest in class, but it might be the most complete. Now let's talk competition. The Honda Accord remains a strong rival, especially with its hybrid-only upper trims. Toyota's Camry just got a full redesign too, and it's now hybrid across the board. The difference is that Hyundai still offers gas-only options and the turbocharged N-Line. So if you want something that still gives you driving fun without fully committing to electrification, the Sonata stands out. The Kia K5 shares a platform with the Sonata but hasn't received the same updates yet, at least not as of this review. Mazda 6 is long gone. The Subaru Legacy is AWD but lacks the interior refinement. And let's be real, outside the Accord and Camry, most midsize sedans have either gone stale or disappeared entirely. So where does that leave the 2026 Hyundai Sonata? Honestly, it's at the top. The redesign is bold without being obnoxious. The tech is cutting edge but usable. The driving experience, especially in the N-Line, is engaging and fun. And the value proposition? Strong across all trims. It feels like Hyundai sat down and asked, what's everything a midsize sedan buyer could possibly want? And then they just went and built that car. There's no compromise here, just choice. You want AWD? You got it. You want near luxury comfort? It's there. You want a 290 horsepower sleeper sedan? Boom line has you covered. This isn't about nostalgia for sedans, it's about pushing the segment forward. The 2026 Sonata isn't trying to revive the midsize sedan. It's redefining it. So if you've written off sedans as boring or irrelevant, you might want to take another look. Because Hyundai just made one of the most compelling arguments for the four-door in years.